Well, good morning, church. The Apostle Paul was a great spiritual leader and church planner, minister to the people that he served. He helped them grow in their faith. He helped them get on the right track. He helped churches that were struggling get healthy, so we can learn a lot from him. In 2 Thessalonians 1, 3 and 4, he says, we, the spiritual leaders, ought to always give thanks to God for you, brethren, as is only fitting. Now he's going to tell you why, as spiritual leaders, he should be giving thanks for you. He is giving thanks for you. And I think it gives us three lessons in how we as followers of Christ should behave so that our mentors and our spiritual leaders would be thankful for us. He says this, because your faith is greatly enlarged and the love of each other, each one of you toward one another grows even greater. Therefore we ourselves speak proudly of you among the churches of God for your perseverance and faith in the midst of all your persecution and affliction which you endure. So our spiritual mentors and leaders should be able to give thanks to God for us for these three simple reasons, but they kind of reflect well that they're easy for us to understand what we need to be doing. First, we should have faith that is greatly enlarged, meaning our faith is growing. Faith is not just a one-time event in your life. Faith is being fully persuaded that what God said he would do, he would do. And if you study the miracles of Christ, I'll teach a series on this with the men at the Mission of Hope. If you study the miracles of Christ from the first one to the last one in the order they're supposed to be in, you see Christ teaching continually more about faith. Faith is being fully persuaded, Romans 4:21, that what God said he would do, he would do. Jesus says of the Roman centurion, this is the greatest faith I've seen in all of Israel. And what the Roman centurion said was, just say the word. My servant will be healed. You don't have to come to my house. I'm not worthy for you to come to my house. He had great humility. He had great trust in the authority and the power of Christ, and he understood the power of words. And faith is being fully persuaded what God said in words he would do, he would do. And Jesus lets that become an example. Peter, Matthew 14, obeying Christ, walks on water when he got out of the boat and walked on water because Christ told him to. And Jesus has to tell him later, because he sank, it was little faith, but at least it was some faith in his life. When we follow the words of Christ, we're letting our faith grow. And as we mature in our faith, we will trust more and more the words of Christ and less our own instincts and designs and desires. Secondly, we should have love for each other, Paul says. Our love for each other needs to be growing. It's another area that we're to grow in, is our love for one another. Loving those that are in our inner circle is important, our family, our inner circle. But our circles need to expand as we grow in our faith. And we have to keep loving others that come into our circle. And then within our circle at times, there's conflicts, there's frustrations, there's even offenses that we have one to another, brother to sister and brother to brother. And we have to keep on loving each other through all of that. Continue to love each other through all that. Paul says that's worthy of praise by your spiritual leaders, by him and his leadership. And then he says at the end of the verse, to persevere in the midst of your persecution and affliction. Just hang in there when you're mistreated or even persecuted. Don't whine. You may struggle and suffer, but persevere, push through, stay true to the faith. These are three traits that are spiritually important for us to push ourselves toward, to continue to grow in. They're worthy of us practicing so that our mentors, the people that mentor us, can look at us and be thankful and be encouraged. It encourages spiritual leaders when you push through to these things. So you guys keep your walk up strong today. Happy 4th of July for those of us in America that are tracking with the holiday today. Be blessed, and we'll see you back soon.